Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. Hoo-ha! We're back with more Final Fantasy spoilers. Now, I don't know if I can pronounce this name correctly. So, Hrivzlgur of the First Brood is a blue and 4 for a 5/5 legendary Elder Dragon. Flying Vigilance Ward 2. That's decent. It has Shiva's Aid whenever it enters and whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Target creature gets +1/+0 till end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Ew. Combine that with that Odin in Saga creature, and you got yourself an automatic kill slot. He's flying, he's got vigilance, and he's hard to get rid of, and with a ward 2 on him. Not gonna lie, I like that. And he's a dragon, and he fits into that red, blue, green dragon deck. I would definitely slot this dragon in there. Hoo-ha. Next up we have Heidegger, Shinra Executive. So, white and 3 for a 3/3 legendary human soldier. In combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +X/+0 till the turn where X is the number of soldiers you control. Ooh, Weenie deck. Beginning of your end step, create a number 1/1 white soldier creature token equal to the number of opponents who control more creatures than you. Okay. So if your opponents have bigger armies, this guy this recruits more people. Okay. Liking that. Definitely a something to think about for your soldier deck. Next up we have Sabin, Master Monk. A beefy red and 4 for 4/3 human noble monk. He has double strike with blitz for 2 red and 2 and discarding a card. And you can cast it from the graveyard using the blitz ability. This guy can do some damage, for certain. We have Lord Jaiskel Guado. A white 1 for a 2/1 Spirit Cleric with flying. Give each end step. If you put a counter on a creature this turn, investigate. Okay. We have Strago and Realm. Red and 2 for a 1/3 legendary human wizard. We have Sketch and Lore for a red and 2. And tapping it, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library till they exile an instant sorcery or creature card. They cast that card without paying its mana cost. Cast a creature spell this way, gains haste. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this creature. Activate only as a sorcery. We have Elena, Turk Recruit. At a white and 2, you get a 1/4 legendary human assassin. When she enters, turn target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand, which includes artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. If you cast a historic spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Elena. Okay. 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 Next up, we have Classic Relic of Legends. So it's 3 mana for an artifact to tap up to 1 mana of any color, and tap an untapped legendary creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. Okay, so we got Relic of Legends. Then we got Umaro, Raging Yeti. Sorry, I keep banging the camera mount. This isn't my usual setup, so having to deal with stuff. So a beefy red and 5 for a 6/6 legendary Yeti Berserker. And he has Trample. Beginning combat on your turn, choose 1 at random. Other creatures you control get +3/+0, gain Trample till end of turn. Or discard your hand and draw 4 cards. Or it deals 5 damage to any target. Wow, that's that's kind of, he's a big creature that does stuff. Okay, so next up we have Shalinda Yevon Acolyte. Green and a white for a 2/2 legendary human cleric with lifelink. If another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature if its power was less than Shalinda's power. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on Shalinda. Okay, so lots of +1/+1 counters on stuff. We got Bugenhagen, Wise Elder. Green and 1 for 1/3 legendary human shaman. With reach, begin your upkeep. Control a creature with power 7 or greater, draw a card. And tap to add 1 mana of any color. So he's a mana dork with some card draw on the backside. Next up we have Edgar, Master Machinist. Red, white, and 2 for a 2/4 legendary human artificer noble. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an artifact spell from the graveyard. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters tapped. So you can get an artifact spell back from the graveyard, and he's got tools. Whenever he attacks, it gets +X/+0 till the turn, where X is the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Oh, how fun. Next up, we have Tataru, a white 1 for a 0/3 legendary dwarf advisor. When it enters, you draw a card, and target opponent may draw a card. We have he's Science Secretary. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if it isn't that player's turn, create a tap treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. So if they choose to draw cards, you get a treasure. How fun! Next up is an insane card. This card is absolutely crazily overpowered. I cannot understand this card. This card is going to end up... They can't allow this to happen. This is Kefka Dancing Mad. Now, in the Final Fantasy games, Kefka is basically a mad... Well, he's a wizard, but he passes off as a mad clown. And this guy is just insane. This guy makes the Joker look like the guy, the most sane guy possible. So he's a beefy black, red, and 5 for a 6/6 legendary human wizard. He's a wizard. Goes in that kind of wizard stuff deck. During your turn, he has Indestructible. That's just nasty in itself at 7 mana. But here's his main ability. At the beginning of your end step, exile a card at random from each opponent's graveyard. You may cast any number of spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. Then each player who owns a spell you cast this way loses life equal to its mana value. Oh, I just exiled your Big E. Or I just exiled your Kozilek. Not only do I have that Kozilek, you lose life equal to its mana value. That's why it's got the golden chocobo, but still, that's just gonna ruin games. I mean, in Rakdos, the commander deck Valgavoth, and this, my stomach's bubbling. People are gonna. This is a straight up Monopoly card. This is a way to get people to hate you. This deck says I'm the psychopath and I'm here to prove it. Wow. Next up, we have another pretty decent card in Lock Treasure Hunter. A black, a red, and 1 for a 2/3 legendary human rogue. That's not bad. He can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Okay. And it has an ability called Mug. Whenever Lock attacks, each player mills a card. Oh, that can be bad. If a land card was milled this way, create a treasure token. Okay. Yeah. Prosper, anyone? Until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among those cards. Yeah. I'm gonna take all your stuff. Next up, we have Cloud's Limit Break. Now, there were some people, Bob, that were complaining about where's Limit Break? Where's Limit Break? Well, they saved it for the Commander deck. So, a white and one for an instant to read. It's another one of these tiered instants. It has Cross Slash for 0, destroy target tapped creature. You have Blade Beam. You add in an extra generic mana. Destroy any number of target tapped creatures with different controllers. And then you have Omni Slash. You add in another. You add in a white and 3 generic. Destroy all tapped creatures. Well, there's certain cards that you can make all your creatures tapped, and this. Look, it's a board wipe. Hoo-ha. Next up is another insane card. Now, people don't think that this card is as powerful as it is, but you listen to what this card is. It's the Warring Triad. It is 3 generic mana for a 5/5. 5/5 for 3 mana. It's a legendary artifact creature, God. It has flying, trample, and haste. As long as there are fewer than 8 cards in your graveyard, the Warring Triad isn't a creature. Sure, that's on par with some of the stuff out of some of the Theros blocks. I can deal with that. You can tap it to mill a card, and target player adds 1 mana of any color. So it allows you to put cards in your graveyard. Now, if you have a self-mill strategy, you can be putting cards in your graveyard from the get-go. Yeah. And it's cheap for a 5/5 with all of that. So, especially in a commander deck, especially later in the game, this thing comes out later in the game. You got a 5/5 that's doing stuff off the bat, and it don't cost nothing of nothing. Hoo-ha! Don't tell me that's not powerful. Next up, we have Urianger Aragelt. So it's a white and a blue for a 1/3 elf advisor. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, you gain 2 life. Okay. That's pretty decent in that particular color combination. So it has Draw Arcanum. You can tap to look at the top card of your library. You can exile it face down. You can play Arcanum. Tap it until end of turn. You may play cards exiled with them. Spells you cast this way cost 2 generic less to cast. Ew. There could be all sorts of things. And when you cast stuff from exile, you're gaining 2 life off. This thing is, I'd say, decent. I'm not going to lie. whatever deck he fits into, he's going to be doing stuff. Hoo-ha. Classic Phoenix Den. I was wondering when this was going to show up. I'm wondering if they're going to actually do the Phoenix Pinion as well. So, white mana for an artifact that reads, pay a white and 1, and exile this artifact and choose one. Return target creature card, mana value 4 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Or exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie. Hey, I'm not going to lie. I like that. It's cheap. It's effective. Okay, we're at 21 minutes, and we're going to stop here, and we'll see you on the next video.